take it back the crown. I'm all dressed up and naked. I see what's mine and take it. Oh yeah, the crown. So close I can taste it. I see what's mine and take it. Oh yeah.
Yo, what is going on, guys? It's me, the Ninja Reviewer here. Welcome to another exciting review of My Hero Academia Season 2, Episode 15 review. The day has come! My Hero. So anyways, My Hero Academia Episode 15 review. Now, basically this review is simple, but here's also the thing too that really irked me though, was the fact that for some reason Funimation decided to stop doing the same day semi-dubs of the actual premieres of the second season. So their excuse is something like, oh well, it's so intense from the other season, is that we didn't know that we were going to do like all 13 episodes. We thought we were only supposed to do like 6 of those, because originally it was contracted for only 6 episodes, and then the rest would just be subtitled until the dub is available after that in 2 weeks. Maybe it's because the voice actors couldn't really do it at the same day. Maybe they had to improvise, because, you know, voice acting releasing it on the same day is kind of a bit hard, it's a little tricky. So it kind of does make sense on why they decided to do that move, but at the same time it really sucks is because I'm used to the English dub so badly that switching back to sub is just like, what the hell. But well, I guess, you know, that's the price to pay for being spoiled with the English dub for so long. I mean, it's just so weird for me just to go back to the English dub version. I mean, the English dub. The Japanese sub version, when technically I've been watching this straight dub when it was just coming out the same day as the sub. So, but then back then, we never had that. Back then, it was the sub first, and then the dub came out like 2 weeks later after that. So, it's kind of weird how we're doing this, though. But, oh well. So I believe it's going to be about, what, like 2 episodes behind now? From what I know. It's probably going to be somewhere like around 2 episodes, like, behind now. So it might be like 2 episodes behind is what we're probably going to be getting at now. So it's not too bad, like 2 episodes behind. Well, like, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to continue on straightforward. And I'm going to start reviewing them, even though it is going to be the sub version. It is what it is. I mean, it's unfortunate, which really sucks, but you know, I guess that's the way the cookie crumbles. And I'm not saying that the sub version is bad. I just think the dub version to me is a little more superior, but it is what it is. It's kind of like Dragon Ball Super, how technically I'm so used to the Dragon Ball Z dub is that it's weird watching him with a sub, especially for Goku's voice. But instead of getting off topic, let's just move on to the episode. Basically, we find out that Midoriya is somehow getting used to the fact of how to maintain the power one for all in a like reckless way. However, though, Gran Torino says you are a bit too slow. You can't just take your time. You got to be a little quick thinking on your toes, because with the quirk that Gran Torino has, like him as a fast quirk, he's able to bounce around freely, like easily. So it's not that hard for him. So Midoriya has to find. So what he did is he found a way for him to slow him down a bit in order to use one for all. And he was very close. I think the move was called Crawford, I believe it was called, which is really badass. I really like the move though. Like, again, this reminds me of like Luffy from One Piece, where he goes Gear Second. Now it gave me like, well, maybe Gear Second vibe / Rock Lee from OG Naruto, where he did like the Hidden Lotus. That's what it kind of reminds me of. Like, all this reminds me of, like, also mainly from the Hidden Lotus from, like, Naruto, but in a much more cooler way, though. And at least it's a more impactful way, unlike when someone uses, like, most of the gates, you know, they can't fight anymore. Excuse me. Although, that same fate, like, you know, Rock Lee could have happened also to Midoriya, you know, by that case, if he was way more reckless. But anyways, so, you know, we got that going on. So, meanwhile, while that's going on, we see that the other UA students are just training, you know, with them. You know, we have Uchaku, which is training with Gunhead, I believe his name is. Gunhead? Yeah, that was his name. Yeah, Gunhead, and he basically does that. So with Gunhead, he actually does all, like, you may think, oh my god, the way this dude is dressed, he might be some rapidly violent hero motherfucker. Like, this dude must be some tough ass motherfucker. But no, this dude is soft. He was like acting all like a little bit like feminine. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, dude, that shit threw me off for a loop. And then Uchaku was like, oh my god, he's so kawaii. Like, what the fuck? fuck? So that part was actually pretty funny. And another funny scene I like too, and I remember this from the manga too, where Best Genius, he actually gives Bakugo this like ridiculous looking haircut to make him look like him, and it's actually pretty damn funny. So, you know, we have that going on. So, of course, we just see from what happens, you know, same things that are going on. Basically, we see that the rest of Class 1A are training with the actual pros, you know. And I also do like Momo and the other girl from Class 1B. They're pretty much, you know, working with the model girl. Then, of course, Tetsu and my boy, Kaneshima, tried to make a, what's his face? I think his name is Fortcon? Yeah, Fortcon. I think that's his name. Fortcon or something like that. And basically, there's one scene where he hits both of them and they're in their fucking hardening corks. And it's funny that his knuckles get like a little red because he couldn't make his fucking T right. So that was actually pretty funny too. I actually did like that scene a lot too. That was actually pretty cool. And then we go on to the hero, not the hero killer Stain side with his meeting with Shigaraki. And he's like saying like, look man, your motives again are a lot more different. Like, look, we don't need people like you, man. Like, your ways, just like the last time, you know, are too damn childish. Then he was about to attack his other arm, you know, the one that's covering his face. It's like, don't you dare fucking attack that hand. I will kill you. And the dude, and the fucking Stain was shook. He was like, dude, this guy actually is that powerful. Like, we see him, he's breaking one of his fucking swords. And he's like, look, just don't, because you know, you don't want to fucking break that hand. And basically he's saying like, look, you know what, we might need him, because even though he's not flashy or nothing, he might be the one to actually annihilate the heroes for good. So, Kawagiri, he was saying that like, look, you know what, I think this might be the perfect opportunity. Let's just go take him along with us, because even though he's not, you know, whatever, look, I think he could be the one to actually persuade us to think that, oh shit, this is the one that can actually kill all these heroes once and for all and get rid of them. But as we all know, Shigaraki is pretty much like a kid, you know, trapped in a man's body. So he's like, no, I want to be all cool and flashy. So he sends out a whole bunch of Nemus. Meanwhile, we also find out too, another important information is that we find out with All Might, and I forget the private investigator dude that's working with him. He basically says that the identity of Nemu is some punk ass Doug with like some identity of sexual harassment or some shit like that. And I don't know how it was able to be like this warped and this mutated from Shigaraki and Kurogiri. So we don't know the full story behind that. And then All Might's like, yo, is that man still around? Is he on the move? Yo! And then when All Might goes into One for All, yo, bruh, you can tell this dude means fucking business. He ain't smiling anymore. Shit. Like, yo, a lot of crazy reveals. Then at the end, we see that Stain is finally claiming another victim. And before that even happens, Tenya actually, IIDA actually senses that that's going on. Apparently because what's going on is that the, Shigaraki's like, no, screw that. I want to be all flashy. I want to be all cool and awesome. Even though, yes, you know, he may have his points of killing. My way of doing it is so freaking chaotic and torturous. Like, you know, I want the whole world to feel darkness and shit. So, obviously, you know, this guy kind of means business, pretty much. Yeah, you can kind of tell that he is just this ridiculous, oversized man-child, which he kind of does actually have that advantage, because he basically thinks like a child and making everything all cool and awesome and dark and edgy. And okay, I'm going too far there, but anyways, that's pretty much the whole case of that. Then we find out there's a presence going on, and then that IIDA was able to sense it, and he meets up with Hero Killer Stain at the very end of the episode. But meanwhile, though, we see that Gran Torino and Midoriya are on their way right now to that part of the edge of Tokyo where there's going to be, you know, now, you know, that's a place where mostly bad guys or henchmen usually hang out. So he wants to bring them there in order to actually, you know, have it as a test at will. And Midoriya's like, wait, do I really gotta wear this like in public? He goes like, well, you're with a pro hero like me, so don't worry about it. So yeah, so basically that's what they're gonna do, buying the train that destination to Suya. And that's where also All Might is probably possibly going to be. And I think IIDA is about to be there as well. But judging from the preview for the next episode, it looks like we're going to get an awesome showdown. Midoriya as well is going to probably get some action as well. But we also see IIDA, and it looks like things may not be good for him, especially like in the next episode's preview, which I'm really excited for. But overall, I really did like this setup a lot, though. A lot of things going on, even though there wasn't really like any action going on. That scene, though, when it comes to like, you know, Midoriya at the beginning with Gran Torino, that was actually pretty good. The rest is pretty much like all chilled out, all information, all dialogue, and basically like that. The real action doesn't start until next week, though, which I am really freaking excited. So overall, I'm gonna give the episode a 4 out of 5. The animation also was really quite nice this week. The animation was very, very top notch this week. It is such a shame, though, that there is no dub this time around, but it is what it is. I guess I'll have to enjoy the sub at the meantime. So I gotta get going and watch the other two things now, which is Dragon Ball Super and the latest One Piece episode. And until then, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below of this week's episode of My Hero Academia Season 2 Episode 15. Overall, I really liked this episode. This was actually a pretty damn good episode, but next week's is definitely going to be a hell of a lot better. Really looking forward to that. That is going to be a boss-ass fight. I am so looking forward to it, especially some really good character development for especially not just IIDA, but Midoriya, all in clutch mode. Oh my god. I'm not spoiling too much for anime viewers only, but you're going to be in such a treat when you see all the greatness of the fights that we're going to be getting in this arc. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me know again. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe as always. Also, don't forget my social media plugins and my gamer tags as well. So peace, soul, love, chicken grease, and the sky's the limit. And manga fans, keep supporting what you really want to watch. I'll see you guys next week for episode 16. And for the manga folks, I'll see you guys for the latest chapter, for the live reaction / review. And until then, go beyond plus ultra!